Welcome. Yesterday there was a court judgment. Honorable Supreme Court of India delivered a sensational court judgment that SC/ST cases can be filed only by Hindu, Sikh, Buddhists, not by converted Christians. We know that this case reference to one of the pastors in Andhra Pradesh, Guntur area, who filed SC/ST case against a person who abused him based on the community. He filed SC/ST case and the case went to the High Court of Andhra Pradesh. They said that converted Christians will not come under scheduled caste. And then he challenged in the Supreme Court. Even Honorable Supreme Court supported the judgment given by the Honorable High Court of Andhra Pradesh. And they said this Christians cannot file SC/ST case. So this is a simple judgment. This is not very new. We know that this judgment is based on the 1950 Scheduled Caste Order, Para 3. There are some fundamental questions that will a criminal see the religion before he commits a crime? Fundamental question I'm asking to the India, that will a criminal consider a religion before he commits a crime? A criminal selects only a specific Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist before a raping? Criminal selects only Hindu, Buddhist, Sikh before he attacks. Thief selects only the houses of Hindu, Buddhist, Sikh before he steals. A robber selects only Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist before he enters and abuses. An abuser will select only the girls of Hindu, Buddhist, Sikh before he abuses. Then why only Hindu, Buddhist, Sikh can file SC/ST case but not the other religions? Why? When it comes to the caste crime, statements made by the great Mahatma Gandhi and Ambedkar that even after conversion, there is no change in the social status of Dalit Christians. They're still being treated as same even in the society. Even after conversion, those people are being treated as Dalits and untouchables and Panchamas. This is the story in this video. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe this channel and then follow my channel. The scheduled castes or Dalits are considered as Panchamas. Dalits are not regarded as Hindus till 1881. During 1881 census, Madiga and Holia, these castes were recorded as non-Hindu castes. Dalit castes are recorded as non-Hindu castes. In the caste census of Madras Presidency, that time, because before 1881, the scheduled castes are not regarded as Hindus, they are recorded as non-Hindus because they are outside the four Varna system, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Sudra. But during 1932, there was an agreement, Pune Pact, between Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and Mahatma Gandhi, where they agreed to consider even Panchamas as Hindus. The Indian society was supposed to treat even Panchamas as part of Hindu society. There would not be any kind of discrimination. So that was the agreement during 1932 Pune Pact. Even after Pune Pact agreement, that Pune Pact agreement just remained as a tissue paper. Nobody is following now. Still the discrimination continues. According to the Pune Pact, and even according to the Indian Constitution, Article 15, there should not be any religion-based discrimination or caste-based discrimination. But the still caste continues. Maybe a Christian, Hindu, Muslim, whatever, that if a Dalit is a Dalit and Dalit is being abused. If you look at carefully what happened in the history, these Panchamas was recorded as Hindus by Britishers. Then Dr. B.R. Ambedkar objected. He said that if you add for your convenience, that means British convenience, these Panchamas as Hindus, do you think this Hindu society, like the four Varnas, like Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, will they accept Panchamas as their society? Because they wrote four Varnas and they kept these Panchamas outside the four Varna system. So if Britishers adds them as a Hindu society, is part of Hindu society, but these Hindus should accept them as part of the Hindu society. So Ambedkar questioned the Britishers in 1921. From that time onwards, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, he continued his fight. He started a Muknaik Journal in 1921, the Bahishkriti Hitakarini Sabha 1923, and he started protests to drink water from wells. He protested for entry of the schools. Mahat Satyagraha in 1927, and finally the Britishers agreed to consider what Ambedkar was demanding. So that's why Ambedkar in 1930, Ambedkar demanded for separate electorates, and he said that you should provide scheduled castes also separate electorates. How you are providing separate electorates for Muslim, Christian, Jain, Parsi and all. That was a demand by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So 1931, the Britishers accepted Ambedkar's proposal, and they have given separate electorates for scheduled castes. In 1932, there were communal awards were given. Very clearly, you can see that during the communal awards, there are Christians, Muslims, Buddhists, Sikhs, Jains, and Parsi. Along with this, there was one more category that was included in the communal awards, that is scheduled castes. They're Dalits. Dalits were given separate electorates during 1932 communal awards. It's based on the demand by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, because B.R. Ambedkar said we are not part of Hindu society and they should give us the separate electorates. There was a problem during 1932 communal awards because there were separate electorates were given to scheduled castes and Christians both. In South India, most of the scheduled castes were converted as Christians. Christians are Dalits and even scheduled castes are Dalits. So there was a duplication. The basic fundamental idea of Britishers for this 1932 communal awards is to draw representation from the specific communities. So they want to pull out few representatives from each community. So if that was the purpose of Britishers for giving 1932 communal awards, they had to take in representatives from Christians and Dalits. Same Dalits are also among the Christians, so there was duplication of members, duplication of names. So the Britishers separated Christians and Dalits for political purpose during 1932 communal awards. It's only for political purpose. As purpose they separated Christians and Dalits. That was pure political purpose. But during 1935 India Act, all Dalits including Parayar Christians, Mahar Christians, Chamar Christians were included in scheduled caste category. They are also treated as scheduled caste. Dalit Christians have SC status along with the Hindu Dalits in India 1935 India Act. Remember, 1932 division is for political purpose. 1935 India Act is an act. It is legal. So Christians were also part of scheduled castes legally in 1935 India Act. But whereas the division in 1932 is for just to draw a representation from the different communities. Why? During 1935 India Act, the Christians were included? It's based on Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and Mahatma Gandhi. They addressed this issue on multiple platforms, that even after conversion, the Christians were seen as the Dalits and Harijans. If you look at a few statements by Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation, he used to write articles, his opinions on Harijan, the General Harijan. On 28 March 1936, Gandhi wrote, "Caste distinctions are observed even among Indian Christians. They are Christians, untouchables also." He also wrote in Harijan on 16 November 1934, Gandhi wrote, "Harijans who have accepted Christianity still face the same social disabilities as before." Mahatma Gandhi, who wrote Harijan 11 March 1933, Gandhi said, "Untouchability is not the disease of Hindus alone. It has inflicted Muslims, Christians and Sikhs as well." And Harijan 23 March 1934, Gandhi wrote, "I know many Harijans who have become Christians, but society has not changed its attitude towards them." And while he was giving an interview with the Christian missionaries in 1937 in Wardha, Mahatma Gandhi said, "The Harijan who becomes a Christian does not cease to be Harijan for society. Christians and Sikhs as well. Horizon 20 July 1940, Gandhi said, Indian Christians have not been able to abolish caste among themselves. These are the statements by Father of the Nation, Mahatma Gandhi. Even Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, he made few statements in similar lines. Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar, he said in his writings and speeches, BAWS Volume 5, a statement originally from what Congress and Gandhi had done to the untouchables 1945. Ambedkar wrote like this: Indian Christians, like their Hindu brethren, are divided into castes. The Christian converts have not been able to get rid of the curse of the caste. This was a statement given by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. And BAWS Volume 5, Chapter Christianity and the Untouchables. In this chapter, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar wrote, caste is not a matter of religion, it is a matter of a social status. A Mahar who becomes a Christian is still regarded as a Mahar by society. BAWS Volume 17, Part 1, Speeches and Statements. Ambedkar told missionaries while he was addressing the missionaries, he said, your religion may be good, but you have not been able to rid your community of caste. Among Christians, there are high caste Christians and low caste Christians. BAWS Volume 5, Chapter Discussions, Dalit Converts. Ambedkar wrote, the untouchables who becomes a Christian does not escape the social disabilities arising from caste. And BAWS Volume 9, Who were the Sudras? Ambedkar discussed the caste hierarchy among Indian Christians. He said, in Kerala, the Syrian Christians refused to associate with Polaya Christians, thus maintaining a strict caste distinction within the Christianity. Annihilation of Caste 1936, while not focused on Christians, he makes a universal statement that caste is a notion, it is a state of mind, therefore it survives even after change of the religion. So these are all the statements made by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and Mahatma Gandhi that they confirmed that even after conversion, the discrimination continues. The discrimination continues. Hence, the Christians were also included as scheduled caste in 1935 India Act. Even though politically they divided during 1932 communal awards. 1932 communal awards are meant for political division. Political division based on the religions. But during 1932, there was an agreement between Ambedkar and Mahatma Gandhi that why Britishers did the political division in 1932 during communal awards. Ambedkar's argument was that we are not part of Hindu society. We kept outside the four Varna system. So when we are not part of Hindu society, then why should you be included? That was the argument of Ambedkar. But there was a hunger strike by Mahatma Gandhi. There was an agreement between Ambedkar and Mahatma Gandhi that from that time onwards, the Dalits should be included in Hindu society and there should not be any discrimination. And then they agreed to provide some kind of reservations for those people who historically faced discrimination. If that was the case, that's the reason 1935 Britishers included even Christian Dalits as scheduled castes. That's why they made all these statements. So during 1935 to 1947, according to India Act, they consider all Dalits, including Christians, as scheduled castes. Remember, after 1932 Pune Pact, Britishers during 1935 India Act, they included Christians as scheduled caste. There was no discrimination between Christians, Hindus, Muslims, Christians. Scheduled caste is a scheduled caste because they all undergo communal harassment. What happened on the day of 1947, August 15, midnight, India got freedom. There was a meeting arranged by these leaders afternoon of 1947, August 15, as a Thanksgiving meeting. Different people spoke on the different subjects. During those speeches, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar announced 12% reservations to scheduled castes. When he announced 12% reservations to scheduled castes, there was someone called Matthew T. Thomas who was representing Madras Presidency Christian community. Constituent Assembly, he thanked Dr. B.R. Ambedkar for extending reservations for scheduled castes. He thought the 1935 Act would continue. It includes even Christians as Dalits. Matthew T. Thomas thanked Ambedkar for extending reservations for 12% reservations to scheduled caste. Even Dr. B.R. Ambedkar drafted proposals constitutional draft. In the draft, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar did not discriminate between Christians and Hindus. He said all scheduled castes should be given reservations irrespective of the religions. That was the intention of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. But what happened after that? It is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patelji who objected in 1949 during Constituent Assembly discussions. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patelji who objected scheduled caste status to all the religions, and he said that only discrimination exists in Hindu society. This was a discussion before 1932. So that was the logic Sardar Vallabhbhai Patelji was referring that time. But later, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and Mahatma Gandhi, they confirmed that irrespective of religion, there was discrimination. Irrespective of religion, there was abuse, caste abuse. Even Christians are being abused to caste-based abuse, undergoing caste-based abuse. So that was confirmed by Ambedkar and Mahatma Gandhi. So during 1949, during Constituent Assembly discussions, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patelji, he rejected this scheduled caste status to all, but he said it should be only to Hindus. That was the point where they took as a base and then passed 1950 scheduled caste order by President of India. There were protests by Sikh community to add a few castes into scheduled caste. So they added 4 castes into scheduled caste and then pushed the Constitution of India out. The Constitution of India came into force on January 26, 1950. The decision on the caste, which caste has to be comes under scheduled caste, that decision they left to President of India under the Article 341, and they wrote an Article 341 and empowered the President to decide on the caste. You know that during that, there is someone called H.C. Mukherjee, a Brahmin convert from West Bengal. He was the Christian representative that time. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, there were rumors, there were talks that Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, he met Mukherjee and he alerted him that there may be a decision by President not to give reservations to other religions except Hindu religion. So Sikhs are protesting, Buddhists are protesting, and then even Christians should protest that. H.C. Mukherjee, a Brahmin convert from West Bengal, a Christian representative, he said there was no caste in our Christianity, so we don't want any reservations. And that was the reply from the H.C. Mukherjee on behalf of Christians. First of all, who is facing the discrimination? If a Dalit is facing a discrimination, and why should you take opinion from a Brahmin convert? If Dalit is facing abuse, why should a Brahmin convert make a decision on the Dalit converts? Who is being abused and who will decide? So it is the Dalit community. They were supposed to ask the Dalit community if they want reservations or not. And during this time, K.M. Munshi, one of the Congress representatives, he took the initiation and he pushed for 1950 Scheduled Caste Order Para 3 with that time the President Dr. Babu Rajendra Prasadji. Dr. Babu Rajendra Prasadji, he passed 1950 Scheduled Caste Order Para 3, except Hindus, no one can be considered as scheduled caste. That was the 1950 Scheduled Caste Order Para 3. So if you look at carefully, there are 4 men who pushed for 1950 Scheduled Caste Order Para 3 against the Christian Dalits. It may be a Christian, it may be a Muslim, or whatever it may be. A Dalit is a Dalit and he was abused in the Indian society. But there were 4 members like Sardar Vallabhbhai Patelji. He objected during K. Munshiji took initiation. Dr. Babu Rajendra Prasadji, the Honorable President that time, he passed 1950 Scheduled Caste Order with approval by the Christian representative Mukherjee. If you look at these four are Brahmins. Patelji Brahmin, K.C. Munshiji Brahmin, and Babu Rajendra Prasad was Brahmin, and Mukherjee was Brahmin. The 4 Brahmin men made a decision against Dalits. That is the reason now the fate of lakhs, crores of Dalits are being abused, but they are unable to file SCST cases. The crores of Christian brethren, They were undergoing same caste-based discrimination, caste-based attacks in the society, but they are unable to file SC/ST cases because of this 1950 Schedule Caste Order Para 3. And there was another link that these four Brahmins who were part of Congress, but they were in soft touch with Hindu Mahasabha at that time. And 1932, remember this, during 1932, the political division was the base, but they bypassed the 1935 India Act where they included even Christians as Dalit scheduled caste. And they were showing 1932 discussion that there was no caste in Christianity, so this is only for Hindus. But later they bypassed statements by Mahatma Gandhi and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who multiple phases, multiple contexts, they said the Harijan remains Harijan even if convert. So we had to abolish untouchability even among Christians. So this all kind of intentional workout on Dalit community. This is the reason that now Dalits are being abused. They were harassed, they were tortured, they were called, they were abused by caste, but they are unable to file SC/ST cases based on the 1950 Schedule Caste Order. Now the courts are giving judgments. That these are not eligible for SC/ST case. Will a criminal look if he is a Hindu, Christian, Muslim before making a crime? Will a rapist look at a girl, is a Hindu girl, Christian, Muslim girl before raping a girl? For a criminal, there is no religion, right? If then there is no religion for a criminal, then where is the religion for a victim? There will be no religion for a victim, right? Then how come only Hindu, Sikh, Buddhists can file SC/ST case but not others when they're abused by caste? Even till today, there were many Christians who argue like Mukherjee, and they say that there was no caste in Christianity. If there was no caste in Christianity, there was caste in society. Society is different and religion is different. The society was formed based on the religious principles. The Indian society already with caste glitch in every person's nerve. We don't know whether there is a blood or not, but there is a caste. If that is the case, even Christians are being abused on the social. Even the Christians, they argue, think like Mukherjee, and they say that there was no caste in Christianity. Even till today, some people are arguing, ignoring the practical problems of the Christians who are being harassed on the ground level. The Dalit Christians who are being harassed on the ground level. There were people like Munshiji, like many Hindutva organizations are arguing that you should not give a scheduled caste certificate to these people. They're Christian, so they will not be considered as scheduled caste. This is the people like Munshiji, the Hindutva organizations, they are arguing that Christians should not be given SC status. But they are being abused. They are being called on their caste. When treated on their caste, they're still staying outside the villages. They're still staying outside the community, outside the normal society, like how Hindu brethren do. Prasad, there were people like Rajendra Prasad ji who were sitting in authoritative position, and they were thinking in those lines that Christian Dalits should not be given SC certificate. Then who will pay compensation for the abuse which they take under the ground level, how a normal Hindu person gets? And people like Patelji, their congressman, but he objected that time for Hindutva line. He spoke in Hindutva line. So that's why these four men were the reason for Dalit Christian Para 3, and now the Christians and Dalits are being abused in this ground level. We request the governments to show kindness, humanity, more than the religion. Humanity, kindness, justice, and morality should go before the religion. That's what I want to say. Thank you. Namaskar.